Alright, we back with another video. Finna react to outdoor YouTubers who did not make it home. This is another chillin' scares video, so let's get right into this shit.
Storm de Buell was a 22-year-old Belgian YouTuber known for sharing his adventures across Northern Europe. He never spoke in any of his videos and instead used the ambient sounds of nature to make his viewers feel like they were right there with him.
Damn, that's fire. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, this shit is mad peaceful.
In August of 2024, he'd actually been solo camping ever since he was just 19 years old. At one point, he even biked over 3,700 miles or over 6,000 kilometers across Sweden all on his own. So he had plenty of experience surviving in the winter.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit low-key not even safe, bro, because anything could happen and then nobody would be around and then... But luckily, nothing like ever happened at
However, when nature
right
turns
there.
unpredictable, even the most prepared adventurers find themselves struggling to survive. Tragically, that's exactly what happened with Storm on the night of October 29th, 2024. He was recording another video, this time traveling through the Jokkmokk region located in the Swedish Lapland, known for its beautiful snowy vistas and frequent aurora sightings.
This guy, bro, I remember that was in Polar Express, bro. That sky is mad fire, bro. I forgot what it's called, though.
And then ventured into the wilderness on foot with his camping gear. These trips often lasted multiple days, sometimes even a whole week before he made it back. October 29th was the last day of one of these trips. He was making his way back and was only a day's walk away from his car. But it was quickly getting dark and continuing to walk would have been extremely dangerous. So Storm made the decision to set up his tent and sleep for the night. A cold breeze was sweeping through the region, prompting Storm to mount snow around his tent as a makeshift barrier before going to sleep. Unfortunately,
that's smart.
Prepared him for the extreme weather he was about to encounter. Because just a few hours after setting his tent, the Jokkmokk region got hit by an intense blizzard with winds reaching up to 75 miles per hour or around 120 kilometers per hour. Snow quickly started piling up all around his tent as well. But worst of all, the temperature not only fell below freezing to 21 Fahrenheit or -6 Celsius, the strong wind made it feel as cold as 0 Fahrenheit or -18 Celsius. Maybe he realized the
bro, it's not even about like the camping just in general, bro. Camping out in that weather is really what it is, bro. Like 0 degrees, bro. I cannot do it, bro.
Contact his loved ones. Because at around midnight, his friend received a video of him showing his tent getting torn apart by the terrifyingly strong wind, with him stating, "Tonight it's going to get worse, Jesus Christ." He also called his grandmother right after and reassured her of his safety, stating, "It's snowing heavily here, but don't worry, I'll survive, you know." Then, at 2:36 a.m., the Swedish authorities received an SOS call from Storm. He reported multiple injuries, including a broken nose, and requested immediate help. Unfortunately, the strong wind made it impossible to reach him with the helicopter, and the snow obstructed any rescue efforts on the ground. The blizzard eventually subsided at around 10 a.m., and the rescuers rushed to Storm's last known location. Sadly, by the time they found him, it was already too late. The lower half of his body had turned purple due to the extreme cold. Even the blood on his face from the broken nose was frozen solid. Oddly enough, he was found roughly 1.6 miles or 2.6 kilometers away from his collapsed tent. It's unclear if he was forced to ditch the tent after it collapsed or if he set out before that happened. In either case, he was walking towards his car when he likely fell, broke his nose, and then contacted the authorities. The only silver lining in Storm's tragic end is that at least he died doing what he loved.
What he loved for real, bro.
When he first started going on these solo camping trips. Dad, it took me a long time to know what I wanted, but that's what I want.
Damn, hey, I like that message, bro. Rest in peace to him, bro.
Was a 31-year-old.
Whenever y'all going on these hikes and stuff, if y'all do, bro, just try to be safe, cause anything can happen, bro, and you're never prepared for anything that could happen the next day, bro.
An influencer from Scottsdale, Arizona. And while most of her content on YouTube revolved around her faith as a Christian, her Instagram account posted mostly different content. There, she made regular posts about her hiking adventures across the rocky desert terrain of Arizona. Hitting the trails several times a week had become a natural part of her routine ever since she moved to Arizona 6 months earlier. And May 21st,
hey, that's probably the best place to hike because it's so hot.
She got up early and quickly drove to the Gateway Trailhead located in the McDowell Sonoran Preserve. She parked her car and began the roughly 4.5 mile or 7 kilometer hike across the loop trail. It was a moderately challenging trail with a rocky path and noticeable elevation changes, but nothing Hannah hadn't tackled before. She felt fairly confident she could finish the hike in under 3 hours and even made plans to hang out with friends at lunch. Unfortunately,
And the thing is, it's also, I know I keep on pausing, but like, bro, they probably like the more you do it, bro, the more it gets easier. So you feel what I'm saying? They're not
started as
expecting
just
anything to
another
happen.
ordinary hike, ended with a devastating tragedy. Her friends were the first to sense something was wrong when Hannah didn't show up for lunch on time. She didn't send any messages about running late and wasn't picking up her phone either. It wasn't like her to ghost people out of nowhere. So, after waiting at the restaurant for many hours, her friends decided to check on Hannah at her home at around 7:50 p.m., hoping she was simply resting after a tough hike. But when they arrived at her house, her car was missing
wasn't
from the
there?
driveway, the lights were off, and the door was locked. Seeing this, they immediately contacted the authorities. They found her car still parked at the trailhead, and it wasn't long before the search party was looking for Hannah across the Gateway Loop Trail with helicopters, drones, and canines. The search was eventually called off at 11:30 p.m. due to the darkness, and resumed the next morning with even more people partaking in the search. This went on till about 12:05 p.m. when a helicopter pilot made the heartbreaking discovery Hannah's friends and family were dreading all night. Just 600 yards off the trail, rescuers discovered the remains of Hannah Moody lying face down on the desert ground. Hannah was dead and likely had been for several hours. However, there was nothing that could explain her end right away. There were no signs of foul play, no intoxicating
Doesn't that mean like her
substances were
body
found in
is
her
like
system, and she didn't
in
even have
pieces?
any serious head injuries from a fall or stumble. With that, the only explanation investigators were able to come up with was that Hannah lost her life due to extreme heat. You see, the temperature in the Gateway Trail region soared to over 102 Fahrenheit, or about 39 Celsius the day prior.
And plus, you gotta think, bro, the higher you go, like on like a trail, especially in Arizona, bro, because Arizona is probably like the hottest place on earth. The higher you go, the closer you are to the sun, bro.
Hiking. She likely suffered from a heat stroke and wandered off the designated path in confusion before collapsing and eventually passing. Leaving
She
her
probably got
YouTube
like
and
dizzy and
Instagram
just
videos
fell.
as an unintentional final goodbye.
Rest
to
in
her loved
peace.
ones. Finn
Rest
Creaney
in
was
peace.
a 33-year-old survival expert from the Pitt County area in Scotland. Utilizing the skills he had, Finn operated a survival school in the area called Wildcat Bushcraft, teaching kids general wilderness survival skills as well as bushcraft, which, for those who don't know, includes things like foraging, hunting, and building shelter out of natural materials. The business was also accompanied by a YouTube channel of the same name, where Finn shared his knowledge and experience with the world for free. His content was both informative and entertaining, allowing him to slowly build a small but loyal audience. What these viewers didn't realize, however, was that one day
he just created
this
a
very
fire.
channel would also play a role in Finn's tragic end. Things went south on the 25th of March 2022 when Finn was dropped off at the B873 road near Loch Naver in Sutherland. His goal was to head south and hike the 45-mile distance to the small village of Golspie and make a video about the bushcrafting skills he had used along the way. Now, his family knew the journey would take more than a day, so they weren't too concerned when he didn't reach his destination right away. But then 3 days passed, and there was no sign of Finn anywhere. Even more concerning was the fact that he didn't make any contact throughout this time, with every call from his family going straight to voicemail. So, on day 3, Finn's father called...
Bro, and it's crazy because most of these people, like, in this video, they're all just doing it by themselves, bro. Like, I'm sure that... I'm not saying that, like, this is what could have happened, but if they probably had somebody else with them, bro, they probably could have survived, bro.
And filed a missing person report, all while holding on to the
it's
hope
better
that his
to
son
just
was
go with
simply
somebody
lost,
else.
had broken his phone, or was just taking his time on the hike. Sadly, that couldn't have been further from the truth. In reality, Finn had somehow vanished from the area without a trace. And despite the police spending months searching the area surrounding Loch Naver, they couldn't find a single clue about his current whereabouts. Finn was even featured on a British unsolved mystery style show.
He was on a TV show?
Vanished, but that also led nowhere.
Bro, isn't that crazy that they said, like, bro, that's kind of like foreshadow, because the show he was on was called Vanish, and then they say he just vanished out of nowhere, bro.
However, even after a year
that might be a
of
sign.
Searching, his father Mark didn't give up and kept looking for his son on his own. And after 19 months of following the same routine, he finally found the first real clue. Finn's backpack, partially hidden in the bushes along the bank of Loch Naver. While Mark never disclosed exactly what was inside, it gave him and the rest of Finn's family reason to believe that Finn had tried to take a shortcut across the loch and ended up drowning by accident. So, after searching for his body for a few more months, they made the tough decision to stop searching and accept the fact that Finn was truly gone. That said, many on the internet find it hard to believe that Finn actually tried to swim across the Naver and lost control in the process.
Yeah, because that's pretty far.
Many asked why a professional survivalist would make such a rookie mistake, especially when he still had a multiple miles-long journey ahead of him, even if he had somehow made it across the Loch Naver. This doubt has given rise to many alternative theories that attempt to explain his mysterious disappearance. These range from fairly out there speculations like Finn doing this to fake his own death and build a new life.
Bro, bro, come on, bro. Who is out here saying that somebody's faking their death, bro? This dude was teaching people on the internet the stuff that he knew to help other people on their journey of hiking, bro. Why would he fake his own death? Like, bro, people be weird as hell, bro.
Hypotheticals, like Finn going into the loch on purpose to end it all. Unfortunately, there just isn't enough evidence to confirm or deny any of these theories. What exactly happened to Finn remains a mystery to this day.
Hey, rest in peace, bro.
Andrew Cross was a 36-year-old outdoor YouTuber from Grand Junction, Colorado. His channel, Desert Drifter, featured content that could only be described as archaeology mixed with exploration. He visited and made videos about any place he found interesting, from thousands years old stone walls to abandoned German spy caves from World War II. Beyond just
damn, they still have those?
His videos also boasted top-tier production quality, helping Andrew amass a massive audience in just...
Bro, that look like the mountain that they be putting like all the faces on right there.
Most importantly, his viewers loved his content and eagerly waited for the next upload. But then Andrew suddenly stopped posting after his upload in January 2025. Some assumed he was
that's this
simply
year.
taking a break, while others figured the delay was due to his next video taking longer to produce. It wasn't until the 2nd of February that viewers received the truth from Andrew's wife, Evelyn. And it was far worse than any of his fans could have imagined. Andrew had gotten into a horrible car accident. He was waiting at a stoplight on the intersection between 1st Street and North Avenue in Grand Junction while on his way back from shooting a video about the Bears Ears National Monument in Utah on January 31st.
It's crazy because it didn't even have nothing to do with the hiking.
When, out of nowhere, an out-of-control car rear-ended Andrew at an extremely high speed, resulting in his car...
Bro, whoever is in that car who crashed into him, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you're an L, bro. You're a loser. This is like, bro, it's not hard to drive, bro. Be safe out there on the roads, bro.
Severe brain damage. He was rushed to a nearby hospital almost immediately. Unfortunately, it was already too late.
Not paying attention, bro.
He spent over a month in the ICU and was put on life support. During this time, it became abundantly clear that Andrew sadly had no chance of recovering from his injuries. So, on March 4th at around 10:50 a.m., his family made the difficult decision to let him rest and remove the life support system, keeping him on the edge of life. This was devastating news for his hundreds of thousands of fans who were blissfully looking forward to his next upload not too long ago.
Rest in peace, man.
These fans also banded together and raised over
$540,000 let's go
for Andrew's family in their time of need. As for the person responsible for the crash, named Ragnar Nicholas Crystal, he was
like, just look at this dude, bro. Nigga look like an evil supervillain. He probably did that shit, bro.
And was later charged with vehicular homicide and driving under the influence.
I knew it, bro.
At the time of writing.
Bro, he needs to get life, bro, or the chair. Public execution. All right, that's the end of this video, bro. Rest in peace to everybody who was involved in this video, bro. That really sucks, you know, like people just trying to live their best lives and do what they really love to do, but you know, it always it's not like that's not always the plan. You never know what's able to happen next or what's gonna happen next. So if anybody out here be hiking and stuff like that, just be cautious, be careful, and try to bring somebody with you so that nothing like this happens, you know. Let me know what y'all want to see next, bro. I'm out.